Hi everyone, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about The Ordinary once again, but we're focusing on the antioxidant segment of their line. I have been sort of experimenting with The Ordinary for about a month now, and I do have a video that I will link at the end of this video, also down in the description box, and you may see it pop up somewhere in this video up there. And that's how I introduced myself to The Ordinary and how I went about choosing products that interest me. In this video, however, after I've been using it for about a month, I'm going to talk about a couple of the antioxidants that I chose, the products that I chose out of The Ordinary line, and how I went about utilizing them. Because I have sensitive skin, I have to be really careful with actives in general. Inflammation just leads to that tumbling blocks of what is aging in our skin. And so and inflammation in general, honestly, anywhere in our body leads to disease. It leads to just a host of a lot of issues, and it's really difficult to correct inflammation. But it can be done within the body as well as in the skin. It just takes some backpedaling, and it takes a lot of patience and some time to see that reverse. So my skincare philosophy is not allowing, and hopefully not allowing, any of that inflammatory response to occur in my skin. Talking about specifically skincare. And that is just how I practice skincare on myself and my clients. Is I do attack skin at a very conservative level, because my biggest focus is to do no harm or damage or compromise the integrity of the skin in any way in order to get some sort of benefit. I rather have a long-term accumulative positive effect on the skin, where I will see gradual support in the aging process over time, than really go hard and heavy with something, whether it is a procedure, a modality, piece of equipment, or, skincare. I rather not attack it aggressively and then backpedal and try to correct some damage that we may have caused to get to that particular goal. So that is just my philosophy. So a lot of these things that I talk about specifically with my sensitive skin definitely pertains to everybody across the board. It's just that sensitive skin people tend to get those signals in the forefront pretty quickly, whereas those who have normal and maybe even tough skin may be having those issues, but you're not catching those signs. Having and adding antioxidants into your skincare rituals is incredibly important if you're interested at all in having the healthiest skin that you can have, or helping your skin along its aging journey. You gotta have some antioxidant protection in there, because free radical damage is what alters the DNA of your cells, and that leads to a lot of problems, both dealing directly, just with the skin, of course, with all that happens as we age, but in the body as well. So we've got to consume a large amount of those antioxidant-rich foods, as well, talking about skin, as aiding and supporting the skin with some good antioxidants. I have to say that I am really impressed with the antioxidants that The Ordinary offers us. However, they're a little tricky in that I have found that I need to buddy them up with another piece in their line to both, I think, work a little better, as well as my skin needs to accept it and like the way it feels on my skin. So I have a couple of my favorite combinations that I've been using that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So let's dive a little deeper into a couple of these antioxidants. This is the resveratrol 3% and the ferulic acid 3%. The percentages of both of these is very high, which is great, but me with sensitive skin, I cannot tolerate using this just 100% like this directly on my skin with that 3% ferulic acid. I do feel like if I were to use this every day like it is, I would start seeing and feeling a little bit of that low-level sort of irritation in my skin. So I don't want to do that. So resveratrol is a natural phenol that is found in many plants, and the resveratrol that is sourced for this product comes from 100% Japanese knotwood. And ferulic acid comes from walls of plant cells. It is a phytochemical, meaning it's derived from plants. For me to utilize this, because I really do want to utilize this, I found that I love mixing a drop of this into their 100% plant-derived squalane oil. And squalane oil, I did a separate video all about squalane. It actually it's not really oily. So you're mixing up a really lovely sort of serum here that's still gonna absorb in the skin really nicely. And I've buffered that 3% ferulic acid for my skin, and I'm delivering it some really nice squalane at the same time. So this is lovely. What I do is I take the squalane and I'm going to do about 2 drops, and then I do 1 drop of the ferulic acid resveratrol mix, and I mix it up. And on dry skin, so I would just go ahead and very quickly start patting this all over on my skin. So you'll want to get it on your skin quickly because it really does absorb very quickly. So you want to pat it on all over. You're going to want to put this on before you do your heavier oils or your moisturizers and your sunscreen, so do it before then. And with this particular mixture, you're going to want to do it after your water-based serums. And in that other video that I did, and I'm not sure which I'm gonna be able to upload first, but I talk about the order that I do all of this in. So that is how I have been choosing to use that 3% ferulic acid, resveratrol, antioxidant protection. I do not have the buffet plus 1% copper peptides. I only have the regular buffet, which was kind of nice because you really can't use these antioxidants with the one buffet that has the copper peptides. You don't want to use them together. So split them up morning or night, depending on which you want to do, but don't use them together. Now we're going to talk about a really unique antioxidant serum that's offered in The Ordinary, and that is the EUK 134. This is 0.1%. This is very unique, and I knew I wanted to use it in my routine because it scavenges super oxide free radicals. It is really amazing because it can regenerate itself, so it gives you ongoing free radical support. And it's really amazing. You don't see this much at all in other, I don't know if I've honestly ever seen something like this offered in skincare. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but this is just really cool, actually. If you are sort of a skincare nerd, an ingredient junkie, this one, no doubt, has probably caught your eye. So this eliminates hydrogen peroxide and converts the reactive oxygen species into water and oxygen. That is absolutely fascinating. So as amazing as this is, it does have its drawbacks because any sort of acid that you may be using in your routines will completely destroy this. It will make it completely inoperable. So it cannot be used with other high potency acids. It cannot be used with active forms of vitamin C. So if you're using ascorbic acid, if you're using L-ascorbic acid, you cannot use this at the same time because those will destroy this completely, and you will be wasting your time and money using this. So yeah, you cannot use this in conjunction with that other antioxidant that has the ferulic acid because it'll nullify this. So I still wanted to mix this with something because I did try for a couple times utilizing this by itself directly on my skin. And I found that it almost got a little pilly, kind of grainy feeling. It just didn't seem like it was working well on my skin, just 100%, just right out of the dropper like this. So I realized I'm gonna have to mix this with something to really utilize it. So I have the natural moisturizing factors plus the hyaluronic acid, which is okay to use with this. That hyaluronic acid is not going to behave like a high potency acid would, and so it's okay to use that. I looked it up to see if it was okay, and indeed they say that this is a great combination, so yay. I do about, I would say, this much of the natural moisturizing factors and a drop or maybe two of the EUK, and what that created was the most amazing slip, and I just felt it was turned into this really sort of rich kind of treatment for my skin, and I absolutely love the way that it feels on my skin. It absorbs nicely, and it sort of turned both the products into something better, you know, and I really love that combination. It's kind of my favorite little combo thus far in this line. So this is what has allowed me to utilize that, and again, I will go ahead and do this for day and night a couple days in a row, and then I'll switch and do the 100% squalane oil combination with the ferulic acid and resveratrol. Now remember, both of those, the ferulic acid resveratrol serum and the EUK serum, you cannot use those together with the copper peptides. So the buffet plus 1% copper peptides, you don't want to utilize either one of those with that particular blend. However, the EUK you also don't want to use with any high potency acids, and that goes for your vitamin C active forms. However, it does not say anything about not being able to use the 3% ferulic acid and resveratrol blend with your active vitamin Cs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. That would be helpful. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I sure hope you'll decide to. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.